Hi, this is Sandy Thorpe with GumbyYoga number 24, and we're going to play around with some kind of halfway poses today. So what if you're not quite in one pose and not quite in another, but sort of halfway in between? So we're going to play around with a couple of those and have some fun with those. So let's get started. Let's bring the legs out in front and inhale, come all the way up. Exhale forward. And again, inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale forward. And one more time for a great big hamstring stretch. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Let's come on up. Let's bring it to all fours, hands and knees. And let's round the back all the way up. Exhale out. Back to neutral. Arch the back the other way. Back to neutral again. Again, round all the way up. Back to neutral. Arch the other way. Come back to neutral. Let's take your left foot, bring it off to the side. Extend your right leg out. Then we're going to bring it into a modified side plank. From here, raise that leg up. Then push off the mat. So our arms are parallel to the floor. And let's slide down. Top arm is going to come up, come over, maybe all the way over into gate. Let's bring the hand down to the mat, drop the hips down, and bring it into Janu Shirshasana. So top arm comes up, comes over. Back up, lift back up. Bring the leg back up, reach back, find the foot, and stretch it out. And let's bring it to all fours, hands and knees. And from all fours, let's round the back all the way up, back to neutral, arch the back the other way, cow. And back to neutral, let's do the other side. So your right foot is going to come off to the side, left leg is going to stretch out nice and straight. Raise the left arm up. Bring the left leg up, push off the mat, arch it parallel, slide the leg down. Top arm comes up, comes over, and again maybe all the way over, coming into kick. You should feel a nice stretch in your left inner thigh. Let's place the hands in the mat and bring the hips down. Right foot is underneath the right groin. Come up and come all the way over. Back up, place the hands in the mat, lift back up. Back into our modified side plank. Top leg is up. And reach back. And bring it into half a bow. Let's release, bring it back to all fours, hands and knees. And round the back all the way up. Arch the back the other way. Back to neutral. So you may want to have one or two blankets, towels, or blocks, either of those. Place one on either side of you. And from here, let's push back into child's pose, stretch it out. Oh, let's tuck the toes, pull the hips up, and come back into downward facing dog. Let's come forward into plank, lower down to chaturanga, up into up dog. Flip the toes, back into down dog. Let's raise the right leg up, let the leg flop over. Get a nice stretch, maybe rotate that leg around in the hip socket, one direction, other direction. Hold it here or flop all the way. Bring it into the wild thing pose. Pull the hips up, arch the back. Get a great big stretch across the front of the body. Let's release. Come back into down dog, right leg up. Bring the right knee forward. Let's place the foot in between your hands. Drop the left knee. Flip that left foot. We're going to sweep the arms up. And let the hips fall forward into Koundinyasana. Crescent moon pose. And bringing the hands down, we're going to slide the hips back. Bring your nose to your right kneecap. Arch back up, and then walk the foot forward, coming into Hanumanasana, full monkey god. So just kind of inch that foot off the mat as far as you can go. And this is where you can use your blankets on either side of you. If that works. Give yourself a little leverage here. And we're just stretching out the hamstrings. So we're going to want to have the hamstrings nice and stretched out. Shift your weight to your left hand. Right hand comes to the inside. And right foot comes back. And tuck the toes. Bring it back into downward facing dog. Okay, let's come forward into plank. Down. Speed it up. Up the hips. And come back into down dog. Let's raise the left leg up. Left leg flops over. Again, maybe rotate that leg around and the hips on here just to boost it up the hip joint. Maybe flop all the way. Foot comes down, push the nose up. Big stretch. And let's flop all the way back. Bring it back into down dog. Left leg up. Left foot comes forward in between your hands. Drop the right knee, flip the right foot. Sweep the arms up. And let the hips fall forward. Stretching out the right hip flexor area. And bring your hands down to the mat. Straighten out your left leg. Nose comes to your left knee. And then walking that left foot all the way forward as far as you want to. Shift the hips forward again and bring it into full monkey god. So Hanuman was the monkey god who leaped between the treetops. Hence this pose where he's kind of stretched out, waiting for what tree to do next. And shift your weight to the right hand. Left hand comes in the inside. Left foot comes back. And let's round the back all the way up into cat. Arch the back the other way into cow. Back to neutral. So you may want to take one of your blankets, place it up at the front, or even two, one on top of the other. That works fine. And let's push back into down dog. Downward facing dog. Let's hop or walk into standing forward fold. And again, just for another hamstring stretch, walk the hands off the mat to your right. Back to center, off to your left. And back to center. We'll sweep the arms up, bring those down. Coming into chair, giving our calves a stretch here. We lower, lower. And then inhale all the way up, go up, swan dive out, exhale down. Inhale up to a flat back. Exhale down. Let's hop or walk back into plank. Lower down, sweep it up. Flip the toes. Back into down dog, and let's raise the right leg up. Bring the right foot forward, place it in between your hands. And left foot is going to plant flat in the ground, coming up and into warrior one. Here the Eka. Reaching the arms up. Settling in, hips are straight forward, shoulders are straight forward. And let's inhale up, exhale into warrior two. Right arm to the front, left arm behind you. Reach forward. Flip the right palm up. Left hand slides down the back of the leg into peaceful warrior. Inhale up. Back into warrior two. And this is where we're going to bring it into floating half moon. So it's kind of in between our warrior two and half moon. So from here, we shift forward onto your right foot. Keep the arms parallel to the ground, your mat, and then just gradually raise that left leg up. Want to try and get it so it's pretty much parallel. Your left arm. And halfway. Step back into our warrior two. And then we'll go into our full half moon. Forward. Straighten out the right leg. Bring the hand down into triangle. Trikonasana. And then from here, shift your weight to your right foot. Right hand is going to reach out, find the mat or the blankets, and bring it into half moon. So here's our full half moon. Let's release, bring both hands, both feet down into standing forward fold, Uttanasana. Again, walk your hands off to the right, back to center, and off to the left. Back to the center, inhale up to a flat back, exhale down, and let's hop or walk back into plank, and chaturanga, up into up dog. Flip the toes, and come back into downward facing dog. So we're going to try the other side. Let's raise the left leg up, bring the left foot forward, hands, right foot plants flat on the ground, and coming up into our warrior one. Stretch up. Inhale up, exhale into warrior two. Shoulders are back, palms are down. Reach forward, flip the left palm up. Right hand slides down the back of your leg into reverse warrior. And inhale up, back, warrior two. So again, we're going to come into our floating half moon. Shift your weight, this time to your left foot. All the way to your left foot, arms parallel. Right leg is going to float up. Kind of fun to play around with this one. Let's step back into our warrior two. Reach forward, straighten out the left leg. Coming back into Trikonasana, triangle. And shift your weight to your left foot. Left hand reaches out, finding mat, block, whatever. Bring it into half moon. Let's come back into our warrior two. And you're going to want to stand lengthwise on your mat just like I am. And let's bring it into the goddess pose. Hands into prayer. Opening up the knees, stretching in through the groin, opening up the shoulders. Let's inhale all the way up. Exhale down into moonflowers. Again, inhale up. Exhale down. And one more. Exhale down. Let's bring the hands back into prayer. And we're going to come lower. Come lower and lower and lower. And lower. We're going to bring it into a side squat. So stretch out one leg. Shift your weight to one side. Up to the other side. Stretching out the inner thighs. Back up. To the other side. Maybe go a little bit lower. Almost good to stretch those out. Inhale up. Up to the other side. And let's come back to center. Lower, lower, and lower, and lower. Let's come all the way down into a prayer squat. Place the hands on the mat, hop your feet in, and bring it into a squat. From here, turn so that you're up at the front of your mat. And we're going to come into Bakasana. Shift your weight forward. Knees you're going to clamp onto your triceps, or you can make a shelf with elbows. Maybe one foot off the ground, maybe both. Maybe go back and forth, play around with that. And since you have your blankets in front of you, you can let your head come down. And all that's one. Now from your Bakasana, looking forward, lifting your weight forward, holding it just a little bit, And let's try jumping back into plank. Otherwise, walk back. Over down to chaturanga. Up into up dog. Let's come all the way down. And let's bring your arms by your sides. Bring your feet up behind you. Reach back. One foot, other foot. Coming up into bow. This one's for Nita. And let's release. Let's push back into child's pose. Stretch it out. Child's pose, let's bring it up to all fours. We're going to come into a twisted cat. Take your left hand, feed it underneath your right armpit, and bring the head all the way down. And stretch here. From here you can bring the hands into prayer. So if you're in this, push your left elbow into the mat. So you're going to get a deeper twist. Let's release. And back up. Round the back, all the way up. Arch the back the other way. Back to neutral, and let's take your right hand, feed it underneath your left armpit. Then, options, bring the hands into prayer. Yes, push back up. And let's tuck the toes, come right back into downward facing dog. Stretch it out. From down dog, come forward into plank, lower down to chaturanga, up into up dog. Hook the toes back into down dog. Let's raise the right leg up. Bring that right foot forward, place it between your hands. And left foot is going to plant flat in the ground. Coming up into Warrior One. From Warrior One, shift your weight to your right foot. Left leg is going to float up behind you into Warrior Three. Dipping down, both hands find the mat or the block. We're going to do a 3-point balance, sometimes called modified Warrior Three. And let's push back up to Warrior Three, and then all the way up with both feet in the ground. Shift your weight to your left foot, and your right foot is going to come up into tree. So see if you can get that foot all the way up into the groin area. Stretch the arms up. Now again, back to our halfway theme for today. We're going to come into something called toppling tree. So from here, bring your hands behind you, hold them up, and we're going to release that right foot, sweep it back. So first we're into a Warrior Three variation, and then we're going to come down. So the head comes down, the arms come up, the head comes down, the arms come up. Go as far as you can here. This is called toppling tree. Let's come all the way up and bring both feet in the ground. Let's open up the feet. Bring the arms all the way up, pull up. Exhale off to your right into windshield wipers. Inhale up, off to your left. How'd we do with that one? Some kind of fun things today, kind of in between poses. All right, let's bring it back up to the front of your mat. Inhale up, swan dive out. Exhale down, inhale up. To a flat back, exhale down. Step back into downward facing dog, and we're going to try the other side. Let's raise the left leg up, and the left foot forward, placing between your hands. Right foot plants flat in the ground. Back into our Warrior One. Taking a breath here. Shift that weight to your left foot. And your right leg is going to float up behind you. Tipping down, both hands find the mat into a 3-point balance. That right leg is just parallel to your mat. Push back up to a warrior 3. Pull all the way up. Shift your weight to your right foot. And left foot is going to come up into Vrikshasana, tree this time. And again, to try our toppling tree, bring the hands behind you. Release that foot, sweep it back. So first, we're in a variation of warrior 3. Arms come up, head comes down, arms come up. When you're done, release. Let's inhale, bring it all the way up. And pull up, swan dive out, exhale down. Inhale up, to flat back, exhale down. Step back into downward facing dog. Stretch out the backs of the legs. We're going to go into one last little arm balance, Eka Pada Koundinyasana II. So from here, let's raise the right leg up, bring the right foot forward in between your hands, drop the hips, and take the right hand, bring it underneath into the outside. We're going to shift forward. Left foot comes forward. Right foot is going to walk out. And your back foot comes forward. Right foot walks out. So this one we're going into is a second cousin of flying crow. Now, and this is the reason we wanted to have our hamstring stretched out. It's because this right leg, this is going to go straight off that side. So again, back foot in, front foot out. Take your left elbow, it's going to find your left hip bone. As we shift forward, find the hip bone, head comes down, and the leg goes out. Let's release. Push back into child's pose. Stretch it out. Let's tuck the toes, pull the hips up. Back into downward facing dog. I'm moving my blankets out of the way. You can leave them there if you want a crash pad. Because we're going to try the other side. So let's raise the left leg up. Foot comes forward. Between your hands, drop the hips. And left hand is going to come to the center and then over to the outside. Drop the hips again. And our back foot is going to walk in, our front foot is going to start to walk out. Right hand is going to turn to make your right elbow closer to your right hip bone. And again, back foot in, front foot out. We start to hunker down. Take that right elbow, bring it off to the side, finds the hip bone. And let's release. And let's bring it back to all fours. Now back up. Push it back the other way. Back to neutral. Let's bring the hips down to the mat. And let's bring the legs all the way forward. And let's inhale all the way up. Exhale forward. So how do we do with that one? Pretty fun. Let's come up, one of my favorites. All right, let's bring the right foot in. Let's bring the right foot to the left side of your left thigh. Pull up through the spine, bring your right hand behind you. Left elbow finds the hip, finds the knee, and we're gonna push into it, get a really big twist here. Let's release. That leg out in front, inhale up, exhale forward. And slide up, left foot comes in, and left foot is going to come on the outside of your right thigh. Pull up, left hand behind you, right elbow into it. And let's release. Let's bring both legs out in front. Inhale up, exhale forward. And hands just above your feet. We're going to roll down. So pull the belly button into the spine. And you're going to round the back. Forward, forward, and lower. And then just before we hit the ground, let's bring it all the way back up. Back up, all the way through. And one more time, rolling down, rounding, and lower, and lower. Let's bring the hands down to the ground, bring the legs up, and open up the legs, stretch out the inner thighs. Let's bring the legs all the way up, bring the arms out to both sides. Let's bring both legs all the way off to your right. Inhale, bring them all the way up, off to your left. By the way, option here, you can have your knees, your legs bent. Another option, a little easier in the back if that's an issue for you. All the way off to the left. Inhale up. And let's slowly lower the legs down, bring your arms back by your sides. And then before your feet hit the ground, bring the feet onto the ground, about 6 inches from your hips. We're going to articulate the spine, pull the back off of the ground so you're onto your shoulders. Pulling up, stretching out the quads. Maybe roll the shoulders underneath. Maybe walk the feet in a little more, pull the hips up. An option here to bring it into back bend. Arms come up, all the way over by your ears. Fingers and toes all going the same direction. Stretch it up. When you're done, lower down, bring the back down to the mat. Lower back comes next. Knees come into your chest. Hug them in, and we're stretching the back in the opposite direction. And let's come back to center, stretch the legs all the way up. Just bring the arms overhead and sweep the hands all the way up. And hold those toes. And final stretch. Release, bring the arms down by your sides. Let's lower the legs. Lower, lower, and lower, and lower. And then finally, all the way down, releasing the body into the mat. Closing your eyes, coming into our final Shavasana. Giving yourself just a few minutes to release, wind. Let the breathing slow down. Up into a seated position, legs cross-legged or lotus or sitting on your block or even straight out in front, whatever works for you. And let's stretch all the way up. And exhale all the way down. Let's roll the shoulders up and around. And again, roll the shoulders up, around. Put one hand at one knee, stretch to one side. Back to center, stretch to the other side. Come back to center, back into your room or outside, wherever you are. And let's come into one big breath to conclude our practice today. Take a great big inhale, all the way up. And hands come down to heart center. And namaste. The light that's in me, always the light in each of you. Thank you all for watching this video. Namaste.
embrace you when I can.